Big Pastor.
Tiny Teaching!
Hey, welcome back. Tiny Teaching time. I hope that you've been enjoying these. I'm trying to do a little bit different teaching each week. We've been providing this in a smaller format, shorter format. And we're talking about engaging the church. How do we best engage the church? You know, church isn't a building, church is people. How do you best engage people in the church and worship during the time of COVID? And certainly one of the more stranger controversies that has hit the Christian church in the larger context of COVID is masks. To wear masks or not to wear masks. I don't want to get into the throes of that. I will tell you that everybody's at a little different place with it. Some people are really, really wanting to wear masks and wanting everyone else to wear masks. Some people are not quite as compliant. They don't want to wear the masks. We wear masks when we go out in the stores. Everywhere we're supposed to wear them, we wear them. But a lot of times outdoor, we don't wear the mask. I was just down in Florida this past weekend, and guess what? A lot of people didn't have masks on. It was like, wow, totally different environment. Even indoors, different places. I don't really want to get into that. I did read a report. I will tell you that it was written by the American Association of Physicians and Surgeons. They were established in 1943. This is a report written by doctors for doctors. The conclusion of that report, unless everybody is wearing an N95, you know those masks, they're form-fitting around your face and they kind of cone in the front. N95 designated that because they're 95% effective in keeping out pollutants and microbes. But they said unless everybody's wearing an N95, it's just not going to be as effective as you'd like it to be. Now, having said that, there's still value in the surgical masks, the cloth masks. There's still value there. But I don't want to get lost in that. I want to say, what should your behavior be about masks as a follower of Christ within the context of the church? And we're going to go right to the expert, the Apostle Paul. I was going to say Pastor Paul. The Apostle Paul, 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Alex thought that was funny. 1 Corinthians, Alex, got to say thanks to Alex. Alex puts these together every week. He does a great job. I really appreciate Alex Smith for that. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, Paul says this, you say, I'm allowed to do anything, but not everything is good. You say, I'm allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial. Don't be concerned for your own good only, but for the good of others. Now, let me tell you what he's talking about here. You know, the church in Corinth was a very diverse congregation. They were diverse ethnically. They were diverse spiritually. And it was a very high-powered church in terms of spiritual gifts. But there were people that were all over the place in terms of, because they were in Corinth, Greece, there was a lot of idolatry. You know, many gods were worshipped in Greece, and a lot of times they would sacrifice still things to their gods. And there was a big concern in the church about particularly food, communion, dinner, foods that were sacrificed to idol. Many people felt should not have a place in the church or couldn't even be consumed by Christians. Others felt it wasn't an issue. That's why he said, you say some things are, everything's allowed to me, not everything's good to me, everything's allowed to me, not everything's beneficial. How should you engage with each other about masks and when it comes to the issue of masks? You know, we really, with the heart of Christ, we really need to be thinking about the concerns of other people ahead of our own. And lots of times I find that there's some people they just want to wear masks. They want everybody around them to wear masks. There's other people that are, hey, I'm done with masks. I don't want to wear masks anymore, okay? Well, that's okay. That's okay. But we have to be considerate of our brothers and sisters. And so, particularly in the church environment, I've noticed we've gotten very lax with the masks in church. We've said from the beginning we were going to social distance in church and we were going to wear masks. As the colder weather is coming, we're seeing an uptick in cases. And we're going to be more inside than we've ever been since COVID started. So I just want to give you a word of encouragement and say, don't let the church be influenced by the culture or by politics. Let the church influence culture and the politics. And where some people come in with an attitude almost defiant, I'm not wearing masks and I don't want masks, other people are very concerned about it. I think we should be concerned about each other. And so I'm going to ask you to be very concerned, just like a restaurant. Treat it like a restaurant. You get in the restaurant, you wear the mask coming in. You sit down at the table, you take the mask off. If you're going to go to the restroom, you put the mask on. If you're going to walk across into the cafe, you put the mask on. I'm going to say we should treat that the way it is in church. And if you don't necessarily believe masks are a big deal and you need to wear them, that's fine. But when you're coming to church, I want you to consider your brothers and sisters, not the politics of it, not the culture of it, but the heart of it, the spirit of it. Because here's what he says. Here's how he finishes this. He says, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all, and I think that means all for the glory of God. Don't give offense to Jews or Gentiles or to the church of God. So there was a lot of things that they were concerned about back then. He said, I too try to please everyone and do everything I can. Just don't do what is best for me. I want to do what is best for others. He said, so you should imitate me as I imitate Christ. Imitate Christ. Let's put our concern for others, and let's be courteous about the mask policy. God bless you guys. I love you. I'll see you Sunday.